Welcome to this YouTube channel, Biafra latest updates. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching from. If this is the first time that you're coming across this video or you're stopping by this channel, please enter and grab a seat. In this channel, we do all breaking news concerning Biafrans or any latest updates concerning Biafrans or our leaders, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want you to watch this video to the end and write on the comment section what you think about the video. Do well to write your opinion constructively, because in this channel every opinion do count. So my people, do watch the video to the end, and if you like the video, do share the video to your friends and family. Comment on the comment section, subscribe to this YouTube channel, turn on your post notification so that whenever I upload a video, you'll be among the first to be notified. I will see you in my next video. Let's watch the video together.
Military aircraft. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay. Mazi is okay. You are please very welcome to this media chat.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much, Chidi, and thank you very much, Bruce Wayne. I believe we would have a very well-informed conversations to unpick the nitty-gritties as contained in that document. So, Chidi, you might go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, Bruce Wayne, I wouldn't want to mess things up. I want you to do us the honors of explaining to us this document, which is now in the media space. What is it all about?
The origins of the case go back to 2017, when President Donald Trump approved the sale of 12 A-29 Super Tucano military aircraft to Nigeria for $600 million, despite the fact that we have had longstanding amendments to the Foreign Assistance Act. They're called the Leahy Amendments, that prohibit the transfer of weapons to any foreign security service guilty of egregious human rights violations. It is quite obvious, based upon President Buhari's statements insinuating he's involved in conducting a second edition of the 67-70 genocide of Biafrans, that these weapons will not be used against international terrorists. They'll be used to continue the genocide against Biafrans in the Southeast. And the case that we have brought is against those in the executive branch of the United States responsible for the delivery of the A-29 military aircraft. And 6 of them have been delivered. 6 have not been delivered. We believe that at least we have a chance, even by highlighting the apparent conflict between the weapons and the Leahy Amendments, that the Biden administration, which has professed a commitment to human rights, unlike President Trump administration, may well seek the return of the Super Tucanos and cease delivery of the remaining 6. There's also, I think, a great deal of sympathy with the Democratic-controlled Congress about stopping any weapons sales to Nigeria. These considerations were not available when the weapons sales were initially approved in 2017, because President Trump was scornful of human rights, and the Republican Congress was not going to challenge anything that President Trump did. And of course, in 2017, Congress was controlled by Republicans, not Democrats. So the gist of our lawsuit is that the delivery and the sale of the Super Tucanos was in violation of the law. The Leahy Amendments would prohibit these weapons transfers to foreign security services guilty of egregious violations of human rights. And we believe it's transparent. The human rights are compiled every day on the ground with videos and otherwise documented by independent human rights groups like Amnesty International. And therefore, we're asking an injunction against any further delivery of the 6 remaining Super Tucanos to Nigeria, and a return of the 6 that have been delivered back to the United States. The lawsuit however, is not filed in isolation. We have a larger, I think, plans with IPOB to try to move the political barometer towards an independence referendum in the Southeast, similar to one that was offered South Sudan in 2011, because historically, legally, and otherwise, it's obvious that the Fulani-controlled government cannot tolerate, a free and thriving Biafran community. And we think that under international law, such a referendum is clearly justified, and the lawsuit is a part of the quest to shine light on that imperative.
All right. Thank you. I know there's a lot of explaining that you have to do to make us understand the implications of that junction. But Mazi Nnamdi, I know you are someone who sees behind the letters and who takes time to try to dissect information. From your point of view, what do you think about this document and this injunction coming at a time like this, based on what is going on in Nigeria?
Well, I think the document in part is...
Sorry, Bruce. I was actually directing the question to Mazi Nnamdi, and in answering the question, I'm sure he would have something to direct at you. So Mazi Nnamdi, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, Chidi. I think reviewing the document, looking at the document under review, and I can see that the issue in contention now are two things. I mean, this is as Bruce has said at the beginning, a case against the Secretary of State, Tony Blinken, and Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin. And it's centered on the A-29 Super Tucano jet that's been sold to Nigeria under President Donald Trump. But again, before I go any further, or even push my question back to Bruce here, I must note that going through this document and seeing that 6 jet has already been delivered, and just opposing the support IPOB, quote unquote, gave the former president of America, then my question to Bruce will be, we know about the Senator Leahy, law or act as amended. We obviously know the content that for nations or countries that use these military hardwares acquired from foreign countries to oppress their people, that they should not be sold to them. Now, could you tell us, at the point where these discussions happened under President Donald Trump, and these agreement was reached, was it that IPOB at that point did not reach you as their legal counsel in order to obviously advise to say, at that point, it's better for this deal not to go into negotiations at all? Isn't it better, wouldn't it have been better to, at that point, stop the sale as opposed to going to court to recall 6 already delivered and stopping the delivery of 6 about to be delivered?
I wouldn't quarrel with your observation. I don't want to fault find IPOB. They have many, many things to address. When you're the subject of genocide, your concentration can be divided. I simply was not contacted at that time. A lawyer doesn't create his clients come to lawyers. So that's just a description of what in fact transpired. But I'm not inclined to fault find others. I don't know what the circumstances were. But ideally, a lawsuit would have been filed within days after the sale was approved. It's obviously more difficult to undo something than to prevent it from happening in the first instance. But I think serendipitously, in some sense, the belated filing is a little bit to our advantage. First of all, it's open and notorious that President Trump was very, very hostile to human rights, and he wouldn't care whether or not the weapons were utilized to commit genocide. He used very derogatory and indeed vile language at one point to describe Nigerian immigrants, you may recall. Moreover, in 2017, the Republicans were the dominant force in Congress, and they were reluctant to do anything that was opposed to President Trump. Now we have a Congress controlled by the Democrats, and they also are considering obstructing companion kinds of weapons, not necessarily the Super Tucanos, because of concerns over human rights. You may recall during the Obama administration that there were a holdup of some Cobra helicopters because of concerns over human rights by the security services that would use them. So politically, the timing is probably more to our advantage, but legally in a court of law that doesn't look at the politics, it's more difficult to undo the transfer than to have it not occur in the first instance. But I want to repeat, I'm not here to fault find IPOB.